I've got 4 rules that I live by with every single sponsorship, and these rules have helped me find new sponsors, like good and healthy sponsors, and they've helped me take some simple one-off sponsored videos and turn them into long-term relationships with some of these great companies. And I want to tell you early that some of these rules are the opposite of what a lot of people on the internet will tell you. And while sometimes it's not because the advice is bad, sometimes what works for me just doesn't work for you. But I think I have different priorities than a lot of these people. And I think doing something different has helped me a lot. Because I don't do non-sponsored videos on this channel. I don't know if you've noticed that. I can't. I pay an exorbitant amount of money for editors, and I pay my editors more than the channel makes if I didn't have sponsors. So I have to sponsor every video. This video is sponsored. It's sponsored by Sizzle.gg. We'll get to that. They're a phenomenal sponsor. I'm so glad to have them here. That was one of those companies that came to me for one video, and now 6 months later, we're still doing 1 to 2 videos a month together. So obviously, I'm super grateful for the sponsors on this channel. Now, let me share some of the things that I do with you. By the way, one of the reasons I love Sizzle.gg is that they provide an awesome service for gaming creators. It's literally just a free service that helps you grow your following by editing YouTube clips and TikToks and highlights and compilations for you automatically. And also at the end of the sponsor segment, they're doing a $25 cash giveaway. So hang out for that. But how it works is use the link in the description. You sign up for Sizzle.gg using your Twitch or your YouTube, and then it just watches your streams, finds the best moments, cuts them up, and delivers them to you. That's how the whole thing works. When you're done streaming, you just let it know what stream you want it to look through and what game you played, and it's so smart that it can find kills, headshots, knockdowns, sniper kills, and victories. And then with a single click, you share it, either horizontal or vertical content. It doesn't matter. You can share it straight to your socials from the site. Brilliant piece of technology, super easy to use. And right now, Sizzle.gg is going to pick 2 of you that sign up for a free account. Use the link in the description down below, and they're just going to PayPal you $25 for anything that you need $25 for. So it's free cash. Sign up, get some free clips, free content to help grow your socials. And I don't know, maybe I'll see your face on TikTok because of Sizzle. Let's talk about sponsors. What I think is probably the #1 misunderstanding when people ask me about sponsors. Usually the tweet or conversation at a convention goes like this. Hey, I have 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. How do I get sponsors? And that's a fair question, but there is something fundamentally missing from it. So let me share it with you this way. I've never done a gaming mouse sponsorship on this channel. Not once. I'm not opposed to doing it. I've never been offered one. And that's for a pretty good reason, because even though we have over 600,000 subscribers on this channel, if I were to say, this is the best gaming mouse, this is the mouse that I use, I really doubt you're gonna go out and buy it. You've never seen me compete in games, and you never will. I am the world's most okayest gamer. I fire up a game, I hold my own, I've never carried a team before. However, if your favorite pro player, maybe even a not widely known one, maybe he's got 50,000 subscribers, says, this is the mouse I use and I refuse to use anything else, every person who follows that guy is going to use that mouse. Numbers, especially subscriber numbers, even video view numbers, don't equal influence. While you're planning all of your content, you need to be asking yourself, what do my viewers watch me for? What do I want them to watch me for? What kind of authority or lifestyle do I want to procure on my channel so I can integrate with products? It's a lot of pressure on this channel that I know if I say, hey, this is my favorite audio device for content creators, a lot of you guys are going to buy it. But that's because I studied audio engineering in college, and I let you guys know that in almost every video. That's because I make videos on almost every single audio device that comes out for content creators. And by the way, I want you to know, I'm not saying go out and start an educational channel because that's how you get sponsors. In fact, I can't help myself. Let me give you one other example of someone the complete opposite of me. Emma Chamberlain. I don't know if you're familiar with Emma Chamberlain, but she's a fantastic vlogger and a lifestyle content creator and absolutely crushes it. I've been down a couple rabbit holes, and as far as I've seen, she doesn't give any advice on anything. But in all of her videos, she's a huge coffee snob, and she makes coffee a massive part of her content, and she shares that with everyone. And she not only got coffee sponsors, but she was able to start her own coffee business. She's always wearing interesting clothes and going out shopping, and so she does fashion events and gets paid stupid amounts of money for it. So take some inventory on this. What parts of your life are deeply integrated into what you do every day, and can you make that a part of your content? A little secret here, there's a reason I put my dumbbells in this room, and I have my guitars over here, both of which I use every day. And I've done a Fender brand deal before. Be constantly asking yourself, what is your influence and what does your audience listen to you for? And if you can't think of anything, do some brainstorming. Share yourself a little bit more. Rule number 2, story time for you. TwitchCon Paris this past July. June, July? I think it was July. I can't remember. I was sponsored by Elgato to go to this trip, and part of that contract meant that I would do a 2-hour meet and greet at their booth. Funny enough, at the time, I was not a Twitch partner. And if you're part of my stream, you know why. But essentially, I could not leave the floor to go to the partner lounge. So after I spent a good couple hours of the first day going and visiting just about every single booth on the floor and getting to know everyone there, I spent a lot of the rest of my time at the Elgato booth. And I'm in a very fortunate situation where a lot of people watch my videos and want to come up and get to know me. And even though they only paid me for 2 hours of meet and greet, I want to say I probably gave Elgato, over the course of those 2 days of TwitchCon, 13 hours of meet and greet. At one point, an employee asked me if I wanted to get away and sit like in their little enclosed lounge area at the back of their booth. I said, nah, I probably didn't say that exact thing. Nah, but I flew all the way out to Paris, and there are people here in Paris that wanted to meet me, and I'm not gonna have much of another chance to meet them. So I spent a lot of time meeting people at the Elgato booth. And because of that, the next TwitchCon in Vegas, when I tweeted out my meet and greet, I got a tweet like this from an Elgato employee. It was a really nice tweet. And on top of that, anytime I work with Elgato, they treat me really well because they know I do more than they ask me to do. And this is one of those ones that I feel like a lot of people tell you not to do. There's a big narrative right now saying, know your worth and don't do any more than that worth. And while there's certainly a time and a place to say, nope, you pay me to do this, that is all I'm going to do. If you're working with a company that has shown that they're open to building a relationship with you, please go above and beyond. Do things they didn't ask you to do. Show them that you are a creator worth investing in. Rarely has that come back to bite me. Let's go on to number 3. One of the mistakes I see a lot at creator conventions, especially TwitchCon, where there's a partner lounge, is you see partners that spend their entire time up in the partner lounge. And I get it. You're trying to network. You're trying to meet other people with similar size audiences so that you can work with later. This last TwitchCon was 3 days long, and I think I spent a total of 2 hours in the partner lounge. The rest of the time, I was walking the floor, meeting every single brand, meeting every single person. And I'm not saying every single one of them will turn into a sponsorship or every person you meet on the floor is someone that will turn into a great collaboration, but some of them are. I've spent time at booths with brands that I didn't know about, and then they sent me an email later wanting to sponsor a video, and I looked into their product, and it was super awesome. It's very easy when you first start growing to start feeling a little bit of importance and start spending more time in exclusive areas. But I can promise you, you spend a little extra time in the trenches with everyone else, people notice. And rule number 4, and this is probably the hardest one because it involves sacrificing some serious short-term success for potential long-term success instead. I have to say no to sponsors that I don't want to say no to. I have to do it multiple times a month. Just last month, there was an email asking me to review a product, and I think my agent hates it when I mention specific numbers, but like they were offering between $10,000 and $20,000. Other creators had given positive reviews of this thing, but then I watched the non-sponsored reviews, and this product was not what my audience needed. It was not the best bang for their buck. It wasn't a terrible product, but I couldn't do it. And I had to say no. Now, I know I'm in a fortunate circumstance where I have the ability to say no to that. And I'm not judging anyone else for saying yes. But I think that one of the reasons you guys enjoy listening to me, which I'm so grateful for, by the way, thank you for listening to me, and why this channel has any kind of influence is because maintaining the integrity is costly in the short term, but it pays itself back in the long term. And I don't have to hate myself. That's nice too. I cannot stress enough that maintaining your integrity not only helps you as a person, but it will also help your channel. And you know what? I got a bonus for you. One last little thing that I remembered while filming this that I see a lot of people say on the internet and I can't agree with. When I hear people give sponsorship advice, one of the main things they say is, I email 100 companies a day. And sure, 99% of them say no, but that 1% says yes, and that's all that matters. Don't do that. If you're at a point in your career where 99% of companies are going to say no, you're not ready for sponsors yet. And that's okay. That is so much time and bandwidth that could be spent working on your content, improving your skills, learning something new. I've been a full-time content creator for almost 10 years now. And from the beginning of my career until now, I think I've reached out to a total of 5 companies. Focus on improvement, focus on your content, focus on your creative every single day. The sponsors will eventually come to you. Anyway, those are my rules. And look, if you liked the rules, please hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And if you have any thoughts, any things you disagree with or agree with, leave them in the comments down below. If your brain is empty and you have 0 thoughts like mine half the time, just leave your favorite emoji, top emoji on your recent emojis list right now. You know, for the engagement. Thank you for that. And as always, happy streaming.